Tell you a little bit about what our office does. Yesterday we had a PD training. This year's focus is on the teaching and directing of Shakespeare and musical theater. I wanted it to be skill-based. There's a lot of work going on in theater programs as well as around the country on theory, on theoretical approaches to teaching. And my experience has been a lot of people coming into the schools don't have as much experience actually directing shows, musicals, productions, or even things that culminate in a session just within that working class, just like a sharing. Arts integration is fabulous. I'm a big fan of it, but I'm a bigger proponent of also theater making for the act of what happens when you make theater. And other content areas can inform that, be your subject. So yes, theater can be a teaching tool, but there's vast value in kids making theater just because they're making theater. And what happens in all those things that you guys know. So yesterday we looked at teaching and theater and Shakespeare and musical theater. I had one of the company members from Memphis. Has anybody seen Memphis here? Yeah? Do you guys like it? Yeah, it's a great show. If you have not seen Memphis, for what you guys are interested, go see it. Even if you don't like musical theater. Set in the early 60s. It's got racial black-white going on in Memphis in an area that people are separated. It's based on a true story. DJ finds this young black woman who's an amazing singer in a small, dark blues jazz club. And he's allowed to kind of find her when her brother couldn't because he's black. And it's very well written. It's a good performance, but it's really good in terms of content, in terms of looking at social studies issues and history and theater conflict. So we did that. Simultaneously, about 50 teachers working on Shakespeare. And I don't know if you guys know Michael Sexton. Michael Sexton is a pretty hot director around town. He's done world premieres of Carol Churchill, Rennie Groff, Tony Kushner. He's worked at the Public, the Old Globe. So simultaneously, we had 2 sessions where these theater teachers in the schools approached it as artists. And my goal, and I think we accomplished it, hopefully, I don't know what you feel, was that it was a day of artistry. Yeah?
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Thank you. I gave you $5.
And I got
but you appreciate that anyway.
I got to do opening number of Memphis.
You got to sing and dance in Memphis. That's great.
Light
Underground. Do you want to share with them what you did? No. Here we go. You want to do it? Let's do it. I was saying, oh my God. Now we'll put Mike on the spot for a second. What happened to the room just now? What did you guys notice when I asked him if he wanted to share? Enthusiasm. People started lighting up, right?
Well, I didn't have a choice. I mean,
You didn't have a choice. But why? Why? Why did the room start lightening up? Think about it from a teacher's perspective. Why? Why did you guys start? Oh yeah, woo! Go, shake it. Why? What happened?
He was having fun.
Was that?
He was having fun.
He was having fun. Therefore, what?
I was allowed to have fun.
Then you were invited to have fun.
On a basic level, it's not just you talking up here, it's the students getting involved.
Yeah, absolutely, right? He's getting involved too, exactly. I mean, this format, Phil asked me to kind of come and share with you a lot of what's going on and to kind of talk at you. And there are times for that as teachers too. You've got to kind of impart information. But generally speaking, you do want to get people involved. You want to be a facilitator as much as a information giver. Right? So what Mike just did was exact choreography that Deon Figgins taught. That is it from the show. So if you like what he did, no, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine you pay like $100 for Broadway to get them to like. You're like, you need a choreographer for that one. But there was about 50 teachers on a high school stage strutting their stuff. In the back of the room, did you notice what happened? In the back of the room, there's 4 high school kids from Long Island City. They were there doing a PD for the choir group. And they were way back. You guys know New York City High School auditorium is massive. Massive. 1,000-seat place. And the far back, they're over here. Watch it. They're over here. And they're just, I was walking back to go see the Shakespeare session, and back here, they were doing this. And they're doing a dance that's happening. And they're singing along. So I walked over to them, I just said, you guys are like, oh, no, we're sorry. And I said, no, why are you sorry? What did you want? Oh, we just thought it was kind of cool what they were doing. We were just kind of learning it. You guys, theater students? No, choir. Do you dance? No, choir. So there's show choirs, there's glee clubs. But eventually they started doing it, and I walked up to Deon, who's the cast member from Memphis, and I said, can you invite those girls up on stage? The teachers? She said, yeah. So I said, hey guys, and all the teachers went, come on down. And the 4 teenagers just went, like this, right? I went back and I said, when are you going to get a chance to do this? They came up and they danced and sang. And tomorrow night, I've invited all the teachers to see Memphis. The producers give me free tickets. And I invited those 4 teenagers to go with them. Because, now watch you guys all. Because it's sweet. Okay. But why is it sweet?
Because you nurtured and inspired that desire that they have, but they were too afraid to express it.
Is that what you guys want to do? Is that why you're doing this job? Do you want to kind of nurture and inspire young people? Is that the end result? It should be. You know, it should not be, I really want to be an actor, but my mom is getting on my case. So this is my fallback. And if I don't make it, whatever that means in 5 years, I can always teach. And I will say that that is, wanting to be an artist, performer only is wonderful, and I applaud that. But I really encourage you to save your money and not go into the mentality that way. Because we owe it to our kids, and you owe it to any student you're teaching, to give them your heart, and your mind, and your soul every time. Because it's a sad reality, but I think you guys all know this. It only takes one negative experience in the arts for an adult to become the person who, when you start talking about theater, they're like, God, give me a break. Yeah, you know, I had a teacher who, boom, right, embarrassed me. Bam, right? I saw a bad play. I spent $100 on theater. I'm not going back to Broadway. Bam, right? People are much more willing to be critical than open about the arts experiences in general, unfortunately. So you guys are ambassadors for us. You're out there, right? You're ambassadors for the department. You're ambassadors for yourself, but also for our field of theater education. So I want to kind of just start with that premise that I applaud you guys for doing this, and I'm, honored to be invited here to talk to you guys. And I'm saying that no joke. Anybody who wants to go into this field, I want to nurture you as well. And as I've said to other places I've talked to in my last 10, 20 years, if any of you want to have a coffee and talk more about your own journey, I can't promise you I can do it tomorrow, but I'll make time over the year to do it. And other times I've talked here or Brooklyn College or other places, I've yet to, not been able to do that with somebody. Because that happened to me also. And so when I was in grad school, just I got into this field, when I was in grad school, one big tip I want to give you, Philip asked about interviews. Do you guys know about how to get a job in theater? Not so much. So you guys know about Teach New York? Teach NYC? Yes? So that's where the jobs are posted. Unfortunately, there was misinformation given to you. Hopefully you were told this. The Center for Arts Education, which is a fantastic advocacy group, sent out, and one of their staff is a faculty here, Alex Santiago, I believe. They had misinformation that there was the hiring freeze was lifted. You probably heard this. It was not lifted. It was not lifted. There's actually technically not a single theater position currently in the system. And I only say that because I felt very badly when I was having to email some of your friends and say, right now there is nothing. The good news is I had an opening session with 12 new theater teachers in September, October. So people are being placed, and in January there could be some more openings, and in June continuously. But it's a rolling thing. The hiring freeze is a citywide. It's not just theater. It's just a citywide thing. The reason why I was able to place some theater teachers is because there's so few theater teachers in the pool of excess teachers, right? Excess meaning not teaching anymore, that we were allowed to go outside, and I was able to send resumes from NYU students and other departments and other programs, and those people got hired. So I'm telling you this news about the hiring freeze, and some people were like, oh, great. There we go. But the reality is there's a hiring freeze across the whole system. And I want to ask, how many of you are doing the dual certification program? Some of you guys? Okay, good. Those of you that are not, it's also great. But just to be aware that for you guys that are dual certified, that is one way in. And one big advice I give to everybody is to get yourselves on the substitute teaching list. Be willing to go in as a sub. Because as theater artists, why do we get cast again? Not the first time. Why do you get cast again by a director? Someone tell me. You were nodding your head. Why do you get cast twice by a director?
Because they got to know you the first time and liked you.
They got to know you the first time. They liked you. You were what? Give me some qualities.
Reliable.
You were reliable. What else?
Positive.
Positive. What else?
Punctual.
Punctual. What else?
Flexible.
Flexible. What else? What? Good. Not in general,
Talented.
but good. Good in what way? Good at what? Talented? Worked well with others, or your own teaching? Good and talented in what way?
I mean, as an actor, if you're a good actor, then you're gonna be hired again. I mean, like,
Not
if you're-
always, though. Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
If you're talented, you can kind of get away with being divas sometimes. But a lot of times, people will not necessarily get hired again. I'm not talking about the Meryl Streep, Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe, but I'm talking about working actors. A lot of the things you're saying, yes, you have to be talented. You've got to start there for
Right,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, but they knew they could trust on you. And the word that was not said yet was prepared. Oh, sorry, dude. You already danced. Stop showing off. But the idea of being prepared, right? Coming in, Dionne Figgins said something yesterday as a Broadway performer that she does every audition, which I thought was brilliant. And she asked the teachers who came to the musical theater session yesterday to do. She said, bring a prop that you can dance with. It's not too big, not like a Chevy, but like a scarf or hat or cane from the period of the piece that you're auditioning for.